Today we will just see the measuring instrument. Okay, what are these measuring instruments and what is the use of those instruments? Okay, so if you take any physical quantity, like if you take your mass, or if you take your length, or if you take your time, okay, so you can take all these physical quantities. So how to know or how to determine these quantities? Okay, so for this, what we do is we will use something called as your measuring instrument. Okay, so measuring instrument is like for if I want to know what is my weight, that is the mass, right? So how do I measure it? How do I measure it? You should tell. So because yeah, let us have it as a discussion. Okay, so it should not be one way. It won't be good. Okay, so these are very simple things. So you are learning from your school days. So better you should interact. Okay, so only then it will be easy for me also to explain. Okay, so how do you find your mass? Like if you want to know what how much weight you are having. So how what do you normally do? How do you do that? By weighing instrument, right? Okay. So at least you can unmute or we can put in the chat box. So I will see both. Okay. So if you are comfortable, you just unmute. You can tell. Okay. So there is no issues because you have only your friends. Okay. So there is no new people, right? So already you have spent almost one semester with your friends. So even if you tell some wrong answer, it's not a problem. Okay, so only thing is you have to interact. Okay, so like weighing instrument, what are your weighing instruments? Like your weight balance. Okay, so weight balance it can be again two types. So like it can be your old analog type. Okay, so like old analog means you would have seen something like this. So if you I don't know whether you have seen or not, but it will be something like this. Okay, so I'll try to put a picture from then there is a needle in between. Okay, so this is almost on a stand, something like that. Then you put one weight, one your object here. So like if I want to know the weight of a stone, what I will do, I'll put stone here. Then I'll put the some known weights like 1 kg, half kg, like that. Okay. So this is your analog one. Okay. So now most of your things, most of you would have seen the digital ones. Okay. So digital is so you already have some panel and then you just put the you just or if you want to know your weight, what you do you just stand on something and then that machine will give you the digitally it will show okay you are like 55 or 85 or 105 whatever it is. Okay, so that is your digital meter. Okay, so there are two things analog and digital. So this was the previous one like previous in the sense maybe uh, 10 20 years back they didn't have digital ones. Okay, so now they have mostly digital. You may not see the analog ones mostly. Okay, but in our lab you will see one of this analog, so you are going to use this analog also. Okay, so digital and analog. So in the same way if I want to know the length, how 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 I can do the length, like if I want to know my height. Okay, or if you want to measure your height or if you want to measure the width of your room, so like you want to know what is the distance between two ends or two walls, how do you do that? Which instrument you use? Measuring tape. Okay, so you can use measuring tape. You can use because you are already using from school days. You are using scale, right? If you are using scale, then measuring tape. Okay, all these things you are using. Okay, so these are your different kinds of measuring instruments. Okay, so in the same way, if I want to know the time, then what I will use? I'll use clock. Again, it can be two types, analog and digital. Okay, so these are your different things. So if I want to measure the voltage, then what I will do is I will use some voltmeter. Okay, so voltmeter it can be again digital or analog. So you can use one of them and then you can find out what is the voltage. And if I want to know the current, then I will use what we call as a ammeter. Okay. So like this, you can keep on, you know, listing out. So like if you want to measure something else, uh, so then you can use different instruments. So these are what we call as a measuring instruments. Okay. So okay. So is it? I think this is clear. Okay. So yes, this has gone. Okay. So you know the measuring instruments. So now we will take one by one. Okay. So one by one, and then we will see the units. Okay, measuring units. So what are these measuring units? Measuring units means like if you take your mass. So normally, what is the unit that you have? What is the measuring units you have? Kg, right? So okay. So you can have it in kgs. So this is like you can have milligram, gram, kg. This is your normally your SI unit kg. Then you can also have like something like pound. Okay, pound means it can be. This is normally used in different countries. Okay, so then you can also have some other things. LBs. So LBS. So these are different things which are used in different countries. So if you go to US, they normally use it in LBs. If you go to like Europe, some places they use kg, but and some cases they use pounds. Okay, so it depends which place you are. But mostly for SI unit, we are going to use kilograms. Okay, so then if you take yes, okay. So yes, you're right. Okay, so like if you take normally if you go to bakery, they use mostly pounds because bread is normally taken in pounds and so on. Okay, so if you in the same way, if you want to measure the volume, okay, so volume is like if you take what is the uh, volume of water, like then you can use what are the different things units that you can have. What are the different units you can have? For liters, then meter cube. Okay, good. So you can have different units like your meter cube or liters and all. Okay, so this normally we will use as a liters. Okay, so liters is your again uh, your SI unit. Then in some cases they also use what we call as a gallon. Okay, so gallon is almost like 3.25 liters. So 1 gallon is 3.25 liters. So these are different units. So you can use different units in the same way. So if you take the length, okay. So how do you? What are the different units for length? What are different units for length? Meter, centimeter, okay, so centimeter, meter, kilometer. So these are your again your so sorry, kilometer, okay, so these are your SI units. Meter is the SI unit. Then in the same way you can also have like feet, okay, and then or foot, okay, so this is some foot, and then yards, okay, so all those things you can have different units. Okay, these are again different units. It depends on where you're using it. Okay, so most of the case we use meters, but if you go and if you take like if you go for measuring the uh, some land. Okay, so normally they use feet or yards. Okay, so even your cricket pitch is normally given in yards. Okay, so yards is normally what they use. Okay, so these are different units again. Okay, so now you are seeing so you can keep on giving like this. Okay, different units and all those things. So you have seen two different things. One is measuring instrument. Measuring instruments means so if you want to measure weight, you use some weight balance. If you want to measure time, you use clock, and then voltmeter to measure the voltage like that. Then what happens? You need to give it in some quantity like quantification. Okay, So this is your quantification. Quantification means you need to give it to some number. To give some number, what we do is we use what we call as a units. Okay, so unit is like what is the whether it is in kgs or whether it is in pounds or whether it is in MPs. So or is it in liters or gallons or meter cube? Okay. So someone told meter cube, so that I that also I will put here. Okay, meter cube. Okay. So these things are the what we call as a units. Okay. So measuring instrument and measuring units. Okay. So these are the two different things that you need to first know it. Okay. Then just give me a minute. Okay, so these are different what we call as measuring the units. Got close. Okay. Okay, I didn't save, I guess. Okay, it's fine. So I will continue with. So I will make that PPT and I will send you. Okay, so it's not right now there is some problem with my Microsoft. So it get closed by itself. Okay, so what I will do is I will just use our old paint. Okay, so that is better. I think it's working better. Okay, so when you take so you saw two different things like measuring instrument and measuring units. Okay, so instruments are the equipment that is used to measure, and units are to give the quantification. Okay, so these are two different things that you saw till now. So now next what we will do is we will see what we call as a your we will take these units and then we will see what are the what you call as the accuracy and error. Okay. So for this I don't know why we got just give me 1 minute. I will check if I can get that. Okay. So because I put some slides already. Okay. So fine. It's okay. Okay, so now units, if you take units, again, as you told, you can have for your length, if you take the length, then you can have what are the different units? You can have meter, centimeter, and kilometer, and so on. Okay, so in the same way, if you take your time, okay, so if I want to measure the time, then I'll use clock, and then you can have what are the different units you can have for your time. You should tell me. So what are the different, so you can have seconds, hour, and then minute, right? So these are different kinds of units. So let us take one of your experiment, sorry, one of your thing, and then I will explain, okay, one by one. Yes, so seconds, hours, and minutes, okay? So I think I lost whatever I got. Okay. So time, if you take time, then you can have seconds, you can have minutes, and then you can have hours. Okay. So these are two different kinds of what we call as the units for your time. So now let us take your clock. So as I told, there are two different things. One is your analog, and then there is what we call as the digital. Okay, so if I now take your analog clock, so normally what is the smallest unit that you can measure? So let me check if I Okay. So I think you have already seen some of your clocks, the analog clocks. Okay. So in analog clock, how it looks is it will have some dial and then there will be some different kinds of markings, right? So that that is your clock. Just I will just go out and come back because my uh, camera will not open if I'm in WebEx. Okay, so I will just close it and then I will come back. I will make one of you as host and then I will come back. Okay. Okay. So we were talking about the clocks. Okay. So clock there can be again analog clock or digital clock. Okay. So analog clock you have already seen this in your most of your homes. It is either put on your so it is put on wall or something like that. Okay. So now I will just show one of your clock. So this is one of your analog clock. So in this analog clock, actually happens is there are different of marking. This is in principle it should be like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. If you see, these are different kinds of markings, right? So 1, 2, 3, 4. So it is written as 12. But normally what happens? This is your 5, 10, 15, 20 like that. Okay. So this is your analog clock. The same way you take your digital clock, what happens? You can also have digital clock. So I will come to that later. So if you take now each of your small markings, so whatever markings is here in this part, okay, so in this small part, so that is what we need. Okay, so this you already know this from your school days, so I'm not going to go in detail of those things. So you have something called as minute. Okay. So then you also have hours. Okay. So minutes and also the okay. So second. When it is a second, so you have different details which are moving. You see your clock. Then there are different needles, and then the first needle, whatever is there. So this red one is actually it represents the minute. So each time when it is moving, it is equal to 1 minute. So one rotation is 1 minute, or one tick is 1 minute. Sorry, 1 seconds. And then there is a longer one which gives the minute, and the other one is giving the hours. Okay. So these things you already know. So now if I take the analog one, so then what is the smallest unit I can measure? So what is the smallest unit I can measure? What is the smallest time I can measure? Seconds, right? So I can measure the seconds. That is the smallest unit. But if I take analog, sorry, if I take the digital one, so for this I'll give one. I will show you this stop clock that normally you have on your what you call as the even on your mobile phones. Okay, so this is your stop clock. So that mostly you have in your case. Start this. What really happens is uh, okay. So if I start this, so now what happens? You can see it is running. So there is some number here. So this one is your second. And what is this one? Can anyone tell what is the second next one? What is the next one? So you have this is your seconds. Whatever is running is the second, and there is something which is again running in the next. Okay, so next to that 20. 20 is the second. Then there is something called as 93. What is this? It's just your millisecond, right? So if you take your even your uh, clock, you can have different kinds of units. So now, what is the smallest unit you can measure in this digital clock is? So in case of your analog clock, you could measure up to seconds. Second is the smallest unit that you can measure. Okay, so that means smallest unit or smallest time that you could measure. But if you go to digital, there is hours, there is a minute, there is seconds, and also there is millisecond. Okay, so normally your 100 millisecond is equal to 1 second. Okay, so 1 second is 100 milliseconds. So this with this, what is the smallest unit you can measure is 1 millisecond. 1 millisecond is the smallest unit that you can measure using your so if I use a digital clock, then what happens? I can measure 1 millisecond. So that is your different units. So and also if you take the instrument, then you can go for different kinds of measurement. So you may ask why you need this. Okay, so why you need this kind of milliseconds and all. Okay, so for this we just see one of your 100 meters world records. Okay, so if you take your 100 meters world records, so I had done this in PPT. Unfortunately, it's not working. So you can see all of also those the highest record is right now as per Google is 9.58 seconds. Okay, so if you go and see there is some kind of all the records which have been made till now. Okay, so if you take all these records which have been made, so I will just this is just for comparison. Okay, so why you need so if you take this uh, mark use this use the second time in seconds. Okay, so it is 9.58 seconds. So you can see even these uh, records, they have been they are able to track it only because they could measure up to the second or milliseconds. Okay, So you can see here, the first one is at 9.58, but if you take the next one, it is 9.69. But if you use an analog clock, you can measure only 9. So in that case, all of these people will be having the same time. So you can see 99999, everyone is having 9. But if you take the next digital clock, you can get the exact seconds or milliseconds that would actually differentiate the each one of them. Okay, so you can see here it is 0.5658 and then it is 0.69. And if you take these two guys, they have almost the same 0.69, 0.69, 0.69. They have the same timings in milliseconds. Okay, and the next guy is 0.72. So if you take the difference between these two, this is almost like 3 milliseconds. This is possible. They are able to track this only because of the your only because you have what we call as the digital clock. Okay, so if I use analog clock, I cannot distinguish these people. Okay, so I cannot distinguish between the first and the 11th person. Okay, so this is a use of different units. Okay, and then there is something called as the accuracy, and I will come to that. Okay. Okay, so we'll come to that. Okay, so now you can see what is the use of these seconds and milliseconds. Okay, for accurate, and we need to put an instrument which is in uh, or the smaller units. Okay, so if you take analog clock and digital clock, you would prefer the digital clock because it can measure smaller units compared to your analog. Okay, so these are something what we have to know. So in the same way, uh, there is something called as a. So this is for about your. This is about your what you call as clock, and then it's different units. Okay, so why you need this is you to get precise or more accurate. Okay, so to get accurate or precise measurement. Okay, so if you want to have precise or accurate measurement, so then you should choose a measuring instrument. So here analog clock is also a measuring instrument, digital clock is also a measuring instrument. You should choose an instrument which should give the smaller units. Okay, so that is the main concept that I wanted to clarify with you. Okay, so now if I take the same way, if I take there is something called an error. Okay, so how do you take error? How do you define error? Or okay, let us take the length. Okay, so if you take the length, how do you measure the length? You can use a scale, you can use a measuring tape. Okay, and so on. Okay, so if it is a very small thing, then what you do is you can just use a scale. So if it is just if I ask you to measure what is the length of your book, okay, so or what is the length of your eraser, okay, then you can just use a scale that you are using from your school day. But if you want to measure the distance between two walls, then you can use scale. But the problem is if you use it will take long time. So this if I use for measuring so I'll write here. Okay, so length of eraser. Okay, so length of eraser. If you use, you can uh, so if you want to know the length of eraser, then you can use a scale. Or even if you want to measure length of your laptop or length of your mobile phone, then you can use it. Okay, so I'll put your mobile phone that is more what is that convenient for you. Okay, so then or mostly you can visualize that. Okay, so this is your scale. But if I use the same scale to measure the length of a room. Okay, so length of a room is like the distance between two walls. Then what happens is it takes longer time. Okay, so in this case, you would prefer to take the tape. You will take the tape, measuring tape, and then you prefer to do with you prefer to do the measurement of your length of your room by using your measuring tape. Okay, so This is the difference. Okay, so why you need a measuring tape and why you need a scale. In the same way, we have come to or we have discussed why you need a uh, why you need an analog clock or why you need a digital clock. Okay, so these are different things that you need to remember. Okay, so now we will go to the something called as error. Okay, so what is the meaning of error? So what is error? What is the meaning of error? So what do you call as a error? Unmute and you can talk. So or you can write in the chat box. Uh, so what is error? So now we know. So, right. So in measurements, okay. So again, we are talking about measurement. So error in measurement. So when I will just give you some length, okay. So I will give you this length. Then I will ask you guys to measure the length of this, okay. So someone will come and tell, okay, the length is almost 1.01 meters, okay. And then the second person will come and then he will tell 0.98 meters, okay. So then maybe third person will come and then will tell 1.1 meter. Okay. But I know the actual length. So the actual length is 1 meter. Okay. So I give 1 meter. Then I will give this object to three people. So the first person is giving 1.01 meter. The second person is giving, let me change it to something like this, okay, 0.95 meter, and then the third person is telling it is 1.1 meter, okay. So now error means it is a deviation, okay. So if I take length actual minus length measured, okay. So in that case, if you take this for this example, okay. So I will take the example of your blue, okay. So normally what happens, the length actual length is 1 minus the person who measured, he told it is 0.95. Then what happens, you get how much, 0.05 is the error. So error means it is a deviation from its original uh, value, okay. So when you do this measurements, normally what happens, it depends again on your instrument, measuring instrument, or maybe yourself, like human error. Then they can be having an error. So this is what we call as an error. So again, there are different kinds of error. So let us not go into detail. So in the same way, if I take the second case, so let me take the second case is like your red one. So in that case, what happens? 1 minus 1.01. So in this case, error is minus 0.01 meter. So let me write it as meter. Okay. So this is what we call as a error. Error means it is a deviation from its original or the actual value. Okay. So the deviation from the actual value is what we call as error. And the last one, if I take the last one, then again the same thing happens. So it is 1 minus 1.1, which is like the 1 point, sorry, 0.1 meter. Okay. So now you see all the three things. So all three, first one, the error is 0.05 meters. And then second one, it is 0.01 meter. And then the last one is 0.1 meter. So let us take everything as modulus. Modulus means if I take everything is positive, okay, then what happens? If you take this person, whoever did this measurement, he is having less error than compared to this guy and or this guy, other guy. Okay, so this guy is having higher error. That means he has not measured properly. Okay, so this means there is no what we call as the accurate measurement in case of this guy. Okay, again there are two different things: accuracy and your what we call as the is your precision. Okay, so there are two different accuracy and the second one is precision. Okay, accuracy and precision. Okay, so you don't worry too much about this, but you need to just know what is the difference between accuracy and the precision. So for this, I will just show this example. Okay. So if you take this, okay, just let it load. Okay, so normally you don't worry too much about this accuracy and precision. Only for your knowledge, you should have it. Okay, so whatever we're discussing this is only for your knowledge. It is not like anything very much serious for your class. Okay, so you don't worry much about this. So you can see here. I don't know whether is it visible for you guys. Is it visible?
Yes, sir.
Okay, okay. So you can see here. So there are. This is like your target. Okay, someone is trying to shoot it from some distance. Okay, they may be using bow and arrow, or they may be using some gun. Okay, so you can see this. There are some spots here. These orange spots are the bullets which are falling from which are falling when they shoot. Okay, if you take the first one, you can see all these. Uh, uh, they are scattered. Scattered in a sense, they are not in same place. Right? So this, in this case, right and all in to the target, but they are not very much close. Okay, so in this case, you can say it is accurate, but it is not precise. Okay, so the accuracy means true to the intention. True to the intention means you're trying to you're trying to hit the center spot, but you are not able to actually hit the center spot, but somewhat you are close to the center spot. And then there is something called precise. Precise means you you can repeat that same thing. Okay, so if you see here, this is precise, not accurate. Accurate means you have to hit the center of the spot. But if you see here, in this case, what happens? They are hitting some spot, and you can see they are almost falling on the same place. Everything is in same place. They are very much close to each other. This means he is precise. Precise means, in the sense, they are able to repeat that measurement. Okay, so that means or they are able to repeat that kind of gunshots. Okay, so this is what we call as a precise. This is called as a accuracy. But if you want to be very much proper, whether it is a measuring or even something like this shooting, then you should have both accuracy and precise. Accuracy means your target. So your target is center. Precise means you should be able to get everything in close to the target. Okay, so that is the meaning of accuracy and precise. Okay, so if you want to be very good, if you want to do a very good measurements, then in principle you should have accuracy and also precision. Okay, so what is the meaning? So in this case, the got good be precise and also it can be accurate. So if you want to say he is accurate, then what you need to do is you have to ask him to take more trials. Okay, maybe 3 trials. So this is just 1 trial. So if I ask him to take three trials, then what is the meaning of trials means he has to measure 3 times. Okay, three measurement. You have to make 3 measurements. So when we make 3 measurements, you should come out with some values. Like if he is coming with 0.01 and maybe 0.99, and then the second one is like a 1.00. So in this case, you can see this is both precise and accurate. Okay, so accurate in the sense it is able to get that value one. Okay, one is a value, So now if you take even the error, so the error here is 0.01, here is again minus 0.01, and here it is zero error. Okay, so this may be very difficult, but still let us assume he is getting this. Then you can tell these kind of measurements are accurate and also they are precise. Okay, so this is what we call as accuracy and precise. Again, this depends on the measuring instrument. Okay, instrument, and also the your person. Okay, if the person is able to repeat it say three times the same value, then that means he is having very good measuring skills. Okay, but if you take the previous one, like if the same person is giving this kind of three different values. Okay, so let us assume I ask one person to measure, then he's giving 0.95, and then 1.1, and then 1.01. So if you take these errors are like something like 0.0, 0.1. So he is not doing very good measurement. Okay, he is not able to read measurements. So in this case, he is not even accurate, and also he is not precise. Okay, that means each time he is getting different values. So that is the meaning, the meaning of that is he is not doing these experiments properly. Okay, so that is this is about your precision and your accuracy. Okay, so but you need to know this whether you are doing physics lab or your telecom lab or any lab, you should know these things. Okay, when you're doing measurements, you should choose a proper measuring instrument, and also you should choose a proper or you should do very properly the measurement. Okay, so is it clear up to this? So it will be little bit difficult, but as we go on, you will understand this, the importance of this. Okay. So now we will come to the actual instruments. Okay, so let us come to instruments, and I will show some of your instruments. Okay, so I will try to show some of the instruments, and then you will try to uh, do it. Okay, so for example, as I told, there is something called as voltmeter to measure the voltage. Okay, and there is something called as ammeter to measure the what you measure using ammeter. Hmm? So you should tell me what you measure using ammeter. Current, right? So you will use ammeter to measure the current. Okay, and you can use thermometer, for example. So what is the use of this thermometer? You can when it comes to units, so in different degrees Celsius, degree Kelvin, also have for degree Fahrenheit. Okay, all these things are there, but normally we are going to use degree C is the your SI unit. So in most of the physics, sometimes we will use Kelvin, and if you go to US, they use mostly your Fahrenheit. Okay, so they won't tell you in degree C, they will tell you in Fahrenheit. So it will be a little bit confusing initially, but it depends on the place. Okay, so mostly we use is degree C. Like what is the temperature today is almost like the 32 degrees Celsius. Okay, so these are different kinds of instruments. So then there is something called as multimeter. Okay, so do you know what is multimeter? So what is a multimeter? You should tell me what is a multimeter. I think you have used it, right? Have you used it multimeter before or not? If you are not used, it's fine. You can tell no. Okay, so multimeter means you can measure more than one physical quantity. Okay, you can measure more than one physical quantity. Then it is called as a multimeter. Okay, so I will show you one of those instruments. Okay, so then you may be having a better picture of that. Okay, Okay, so you can see here, this is your multimeter. Okay, so if you see this, this is your multimeter. So if you see this, there is a knob here. This is right now in off position, and if you turn it to somewhere here, and it is measuring what is it is measuring is it is measuring volts. This is your AC voltage. Okay, so in the same way, if I turn it to next one, then this is your DC voltage. This is your resistance, ohms. Ohms is nothing but it is your resistance. So this will measure the resistance, and then you can also measure different things, like you can measure the current. Okay, so if I put here, then I can measure both AC and DC current. You can do selection, and then you can do the you can measure the current. Okay, so this is, you can see here, this is measuring right now in amps. That means it can measure the high current. If I put here, then it can measure the low current. Low current in the sense, it can measure the microamps. Up to microamps, this can measure your values. Okay, so this is what we call as a multimeter. Multimeter, because it is the same instrument. You can measure parameters, your physical quantities, okay, or physical parameters. So here you can see this you need to measure. You need to remember this, because this is important. Okay, so when you come back, if you're doing your experiment, then you need to know this. Okay, so there is a point here. So this is your what it is written. It is written as volts, micro. There is something called as COM, and then there is something called as the your fuse, or we call it as, so we call it as this is your amps. Okay, so amps, if I want to measure high current up to 10 amps, then I need to put my red here and black here. Okay, common means it is your negative terminal or common terminal. And then if you come to this, then what you can see here, so this is in microamps. If I want to measure the microamps, then I need to put the positive terminal on this. Okay, so like your red one will be going here, and then going to go here. If I want to measure voltage or small current or resistance, then I need to have my probes in these two things. Okay, probes are nothing but your wires, so whatever you are going to use to do the measurement. Okay, so this is your multimeter. So what I will do is I will just try to write it, and then I will just stop it like this. Maybe after we take it of 30 minutes, and then we will come back. Okay, so now in multimeter, so if you take the multimeter, then you need to remember this, because we will not have time to again explain every time. Okay, so when you come to your class, you need to just remember these things, and then you have to follow it. Okay, so there are three terminals. One is this is your amps, then there is a COM, and there is something called volts, and then microamps or milliamps. Okay, and then ohms. There is some diode symbol and all this. Okay, so these are the three terminals that you have in your on your multimeter. So always the positive terminal. Yes, so you are not going to use this in any of your experiments, so you can just forget it, because this is for higher current, like up to 10 amps, you're going to use this, but mostly you will not use this in your physics lab. Okay, you may use in different lab, but not here. So this is a positive terminal. Okay, so positive means your red probe will go on this, and then this COM is nothing but your common terminal. Common means it is your negative terminal. Okay, so negative means your black wire will black probe will go on this one. Okay, so these are the things that you need to remember. So for now, I will stop at this point, and then I think uh, so after 30 minutes we will come back. Okay, so is it for you to join after 30 minutes?
Sir, we have maths class at 10:30.
Yes, sir.
10:30. But
Yes,
it
sir.
is
10:30 to 11:30.
Yes.
in actually what happens is if you take your so then up to what time she is taking?
So 11:30.
Up to 11:30. Okay. So